When you see that you are from the wrong tribe, or you are from the wrong complexion, or you have the wrong religion, you need to pause. At times you don't even know until you get married, then in-laws will now start showing their true color. The moment you begin to see the true color of an in-law as an opposition, especially when it comes to mothers-in-law and father-in-law and probably sister, you need to hold your womb and not give birth yet. Welcome. Oh wow, this is 8:14. Let me dive into today. Today is just awesome. I'm a bit pumped. I'm a bit happy. So Olusegun 347. This is awesome. Welcome. Lucy. Osu. Oh, Prof. JJ. Eras Babs. Welcome everybody. I'm Malicious. Good to see you. Okay, everybody, let me begin today. First of all, I want to appreciate every Nigerian that voted. Whether you voted for PDP, APC, NNP, NAACP, NBA, CBT, whoever you voted for, thank you for even coming out to vote. Now, a little situation. People have been expressing their anger at the outcome of the elections. Someone called Olusheyi from, I can't remember, called and said he just burnt his voter's card because he was angry that it's the same thing. That is, it's the same thing, the same outcome. And I'm laughing. And I really just want to say this to everybody this evening. This is the first time you all came to vote. The first time. Some of you have never voted before. And look at what happened with your voting. Lagos State lost to Labour Party. Can you imagine in your wildest dreams that APC lost in Lagos State? Can you just imagine that they could not get they split 12 states, Labour, APC, it was not easy. Everyone stood there, told them to transmit. Can you imagine that because you voted, look at the pandemonium that you created. You don't understand what you did. 7 governors lost their senatorial seats. Almost 14 House of Assembly members lost their seats. People that have been there from ancient of days. Can you imagine what you just did by voting once? And you are still angry that your vote did not count? If your vote did not count, Lagos State will not fall to Labour Party. Now you see how anxious you are. The leaders are on their toes. Though Ashiwaju is singing, dancing, they think they won. But listen, Lagos State, you know how many states you turned upside down? 7 governors lost their senatorial seats. With the buying of their votes, people collected their money and did not vote for them. Some were embarrassed. There was a particular video where one of them that came to share money at the polling booth was slapped. They tore open the bag, see money falling out. They started sharing the money. Everybody started picking bundles of money. And then Labour Party still won. They voted LP. Your votes count, oh. Your votes count. So can you imagine the next elections? We now have 15 million more people who are now eligible to vote. That will be 18. Can you add 15 million to the current number that's scattered? You know, it is there. They said never in the history of Nigeria has there been such a tight election. Everybody before, APC would have been pumping champagne before they would even be telling us the election result. This time, all of them sat down. They were not sure. And thank God for Buhari. I don't know, as much as he did not perform, the one thing he did, changing the currency, they had no money to spend. And it was as if he was turning against his own party. Tinubu came and said, this thing is directed at me. They couldn't spend the money. Do you know in Ekiti State, they were selling their vote on credit. A friend of mine called and said, can you imagine these stupid people selling? They are not even paying for, they're just asking you for your account number. That when you vote, they will transfer, after they will transfer money on credit. People selling their vote on credit because there was no money to share. Prof. JJ, if you don't vote again, it is you and your children that will suffer. It is just simple. It is you and your children that will suffer. You just voted once and you are complaining. What about us that have been voting since 1999 and we've still been getting nonsense? You came out for the first time to vote, you are complaining. But look at what your vote did. The governorship elections are coming. You need to show them again the power of the people. Let me tell you something. Someone was talking about the powers that be. Have it again. There is the power that is, and then there is the power that be. The power that be got into prominence because the power that is went to sleep. Now, this last election, the power that is woke up. And look at what happened. Everything turned upside down. In Kogi State, Yaya Bello, he went to get tractors to uproot, as in he dug trenches, ditches in the middle of express roads so that election materials will not get to some polling units. Can you imagine someone going down Adeniji, that is as you are coming down Third Mainland Bridge, and excavating the entire floor, digging 9 feet ditches so that cars will not be able to pass, so that election materials will not get to that point. Such audacity. Why? Because the power that is you and I, have gone to sleep. Look at what happened when the power that is woke up. You don't know the power that you have. And it's because you don't know the power that you have that others have taken the power from you. Now they are scared of you. And you say, what? You want to go to bed? It did not count. What do you mean it did not count? For Lagos State to lose, why would you not vote, Prof. JJ? Why would you not vote? Why would you not vote? That is what they are counting on. And this has been the true problem. You that have not been voting are the ones that have sold this country to impunity, where area boys will be telling and determining the cost of transportation, where area boys will be telling us the market to go to, where area boys will be determining our safety and our right to vote. Area boys can just sit down and say, they won't vote here, we will scatter it. By the time all of us come out, are they more than us? 10 boys will come and there are 300 people there. Very soon, it will be thug for thug. Toutery for toutery. We all have mental issues. Mental health issues. We are just managing it different. If you try this again and you come out to vote like the way you voted for this, our presidential election, Lagos State will finally be off the hands of APC, whoever you choose to give it to, PDP, Labour Party, whoever. And if those ones don't perform again, the next 4 years, we vote them out. There is no sympathy. It belongs to nobody. Everybody that comes to sit there will now know that, for me to continue here, I have to perform. Where people know that you will be judged on performance and not your party. You will be judged by your capacity and not by your tribe. That is when we now have a credible Nigeria. So congratulations once again. The power that is, you have woken up. You continue like this. They all know that this is the last. All of them know that these are the last days of disco. These are the last days of disco. They know. Tinubu said, I know you all didn't vote for me. He said it. He knows. So if we all did not vote for him, how did he get there? How did he get there? That's the point. Now, can you see how the INEC chairman is sweating? Can you see how everybody, because they did not expect this, they thought it was business as usual. You know that they thought it was business as usual. Now everybody is, do you know some of them are sending their children abroad because they know that their safety can no longer be guaranteed again. Can you imagine one senator, Honorable Dagora, what's his name, set 13 people on fire, locked them up and burnt them? Why? Because he believes nothing will happen. But when people turned against him, he tried to flee the country with his orderly. They shot 1 or 2 people, locked about 10 or 11 people up, and set the place on fire. That is the impunity that you have been allowing because you refuse to vote. Enough is enough. You know, there's a Yoruba proverb, Ojotobari bini wole. The day you decide to say enough is enough, that is the day enough will be enough. And there's another Yoruba proverb, when you remain quiet, your solution too will remain quiet until you stand up. The kingdom of heaven, what? Suffers violence, and the violent, what? Take it by force. Can some thugs go to Saudi Arabia and want to hijack, or they can go to all these Islamic countries? You know, those ones are ready to die. You can't do that. Everybody will die there on the ballot box. The day we too will stand up. By the time, look at NSAS. The area boys that first came to Alausa were beaten back by the youth. I was there at the toll gate by Lekki. I was there. 2 days to that bloody, and I wanted to go on that day. I don't even know what happened. Maybe I wouldn't have been here today. But area boys could no longer come because youth were determined. Do you remember that people went home to bring their dogs? There were pit bulls, there were Rottweilers, there were German Shepherds. They brought them ready to attack any area boy that would come to. Those area boys, when they saw they could not, some area boys were coming in brand new Prados. Prado Jeep, government issue. They came in BRT. People took their pictures, went to Facebook, located them, gave their name and address. They ran away. They went to their bosses that area boy cannot walk. Oh. That's when they brought the military. That's when they brought the military. The leaders have not been as scared as they were in that NSAS. Tinubu flew out of the country. The plane was roving. Everybody, they now started distributing his number. People were calling him. People who had Tinubu's number before. They were calling him and abusing him. Somebody called him beside me and put it on speaker and said, Baba Konida Funyi. He said, Omo Miloje. This one was not them, say. It was right there. I'm sure Baba has changed his number. That is the uprising that we need. No to impunity. No to this nonsense. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you carry. But they keep telling you, don't worry, the powers that be. There is no powers that be. There is power that is. Powers that be can only be when the power that is, which is you, goes to bed. You woke up. You have See what just happened. You just woke up, you voted for the first time. Nigeria scattered. Imagine. Now we are standing. Now they want to start probing the results. That's INEC wants to start probing the results of the elections, which is very silly. How would you announce a president-elect when you are now going back to probe all the proof, the evidence, the polling? A lot of people checked online. What they counted is not what was submitted. You did not upload in Beavers. This will be a fantastic case in court, because you will ask them, where did they get their figures from? Because it was not uploaded. So please, don't worry. Don't worry. We are doing well. You are doing well, oh. Don't give up. Somebody went to burn the PVC. I say you are voting for the first time. You are burning your PVC. What about we that have been voting since 1999? You better calm down. This is now or never. Now Nigeria is taking in their hands. Look at all of them panicking, afraid. They don't know what to do next. Sanwo-Olu is now coming to beg the youths, please, this, that. Sanwo-Olu, what has he done since he entered? Please, anybody that is there, we give it to the next person. If we vote somebody there and the person does not perform, we vote him out again. And we put everybody, it is now a hot seat. If you have nothing to offer, you will not find your way there. You will not, because we will embarrass you and your family. Let us move on, Jare. Well done, everybody. I'm actually proud of everyone. Thank you. I don't even know how to say thank you. Thank you for voting. Now, this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Let the power that is stand. With the power there is, there will be no power that be. Look at it, even in grammatical function, powers that be, power that is. Power that be is very conditional. It is the absence of one power that makes another power be. You are the power that is, the strength of your numbers, the strength of your PVC, your thumb. Get it all. Guess what? We have 15 million coming to join. 15 million people will be eligible in 4 years to vote again. Can you imagine what we would amass? The army we are. Once we decide this is who we are voting for, that is it. We will all talk, oh yeah, who are we going to vote for? And we vote the person. Oh, you don't know the power you have. Biko. Thank you everybody for joining once again. And you don't even understand. Sorry, I have to just say this. Do you know how many governors lost their senatorial seats? 7 governors lost their senatorial seats. It was no longer business as usual. Look at Ben Ayade, lost his senatorial seat. Samuel Otom of Benue lost his senatorial seat. Ifeanyi Ogunwaniyi or whatever lost his senatorial seat. Darius Ishaku lost his senatorial seat. Simon Lalong lost his senatorial seat. Okpezi Ikpeazu lost his senatorial seat. Atiku Bagudu, I didn't even know there was a governor like that, lost his senatorial race. All of them lost their senatorial race. Governors, can you imagine? Because the day you decided to vote, and you are saying your vote does not count. Who told you that? Lagos State, do you know how many states lost to LP? You say your votes don't count. Don't let anybody deceive you. There is no power that be. You are the power that is. Let's move on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had been talking about the enemy. Last week, I was talking about the influence of family members in marriages. We found out that almost 40% of marital failures, that is separations, divorces, domestic violence, and abuse, come from family influence of family and friends, but majorly family. About 6-7% of the father-in-laws and 30%, between 30 31%, are caused by mother-in-laws. So I labeled last week a title called Enemy, just simply Enemy. Now, I would go through this. I have somebody here today that we would hear from shortly. Collins Dictionary defines an enemy as a person who feels hatred for, fosters harmful designs against, or engages in anti-gnostics activities against another. That is antagonistic. So when Babatunde, thank you. Yes, we go again. You take back our state. When you have an enemy, that is, vocabulary.com says an enemy is a person who actively opposes someone or something. So my thoughts have been those that marry into families. That is, you marry a spouse whose family is against your marriage. You marry into families where the hatred or the irritation is shown against you. Why? The man says he wants to marry, and they look at the state. They say, state, we don't marry from that state. So the problem starts with the state you went to marry from. We don't marry from that. Or why you married this girl? Maybe she's not as pretty, or she's arrogant, or they find something against you. And the problem we have mainly are for Christians who would see that they are going into an opposing family. It is shown, but they believe that by prayers you will win over an enemy and they would become your friends. You think that by showing an enemy love, the enemy will become your friend, or by becoming a friend to them, they will become your friend in what is it, in retaliation, they become your friends. You think by inviting them into your home, let mama come and do a mugo for vacations, let mama come over, or let daddy come over. You think by inviting them, they will become your friends. You think by sending them money, every time you'll be sending your enemies money, what you have done is to make them richer, having more purchasing power to fashion weapons against you. My problem today is mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, sister-in-laws. There are some that it is the sister, the firstborn brother or sister, or the younger sister or brother that does not like you. Now, I have told you that the moment there is familiarity, okay, you want to marry, your husband is or your wife, the family or the mother-in-law especially doesn't like you, or the father-in-law or the sister or brother, they shall have some strong aversion to you. And your husband insists, or your wife insists, this is the man I'm going to marry. And then they marry. The first thing is, once there is cordiality between your husband or your wife and the enemy, they would overwhelm him. It is not possible that you are in good terms with someone who hates your wife and the person is your blood, who you are very cordial with, like a mother-in-law, like a father-in-law, like a sister. Eventually, they would overwhelm the man. So cordiality is called sleeping with the enemy. When you are with family, say, don't worry, just apologize to mama, she will be okay. Listen, you will continue that relationship, that marriage, on your knees. You will apologize from, and everything you do, everything that happens will be your fault. You know those people that when the husband dies, they now come, it is the wife that killed them. They will now go and get the police, like one that we just did. She was pregnant for her husband. The husband died because he had some disease like that caused it caused him to go into cardiac arrest. While the woman, she had an 8-month-old child. Their marriage was not up to 2 years. 8-month-old child, and she was still pregnant. a little heavy, like that 6 months, 7 months, they went to get policemen from Alagbo. She slept with, I don't even know the policeman that will lock a pregnant woman for an allegation, such as murder of her husband, her own husband, without an autopsy report, without. So they wanted to take, the property. The lady had smartly taken all the property and everything. That is the kind of family you will get into. Anything happens to the man or the woman, they're coming for you. So my point today is never marry into the enemy camp. The moment you have crossed all the T's you have seen this is the kind of person you want to marry. One more thing you need to do is to check the family. Once you meet the family and you meet with opposition, you meet with irritation, you meet with people who have a problem, the moment you see that they have a problem with you, as long as your husband remains cordial with them, there are some that severe relationships, they will eventually overwhelm you out of the marriage. It could be 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. You will not enjoy that marriage. So I tell people, listen, from the get-go, don't go into a house where you are not welcome. You cannot win an enemy. You cannot win an enemy. Marriage should not be a test of how much you can convert an enemy. It is not a social experiment. You are meant to be raised. Your marriage is to make you become something, to polish you, to elevate you, to put you on a platform where you have immediate help. It's companionship, it is friendship, it is support. The job of a mother-in-law is to protect. That is, let me put it this way, the mother of the husband, as long as in-law is in that name, her job is to protect the wife, not her own son. The job of the mother of the wife is to protect her daughter's husband, not to protect her daughter. Why? Because when this happens, it is very difficult for a marriage to fail. Where you cannot report your wife to your mother will support your wife. And your wife cannot report the husband to that one will support the husband. So you know that you have no backup from your family. You all will have to sit down and work it out. Let me see. I'm supposed to. Where is so let me see. We have a guest here. I told you, please send me the request. Let me bring you up so that we share a little story. Where are you? I have not seen you. Where's your request? Oh, sorry. Maybe you sent it, Seth, and I didn't see. Let me. Unprecedented. Where are you? You are there. Okay. Unprecedented lady, please send me your request so I can bring you up. We want to share a story now. Unprecedented. Oh, unprecedented. Please send me your request, or can I send you the request here? Sorry, give me a second. I want to bring a witness up here. This is going to be interesting.